Hello, and welcome to Sparring Sessions. My name's Dax, and we're here today to break down UFC Rio, give you predictions, picks, give you our thoughts on the overall fight card. I say we, though. I'm not doing this alone. We haven't had him, well, we've had him on the show. Him and I haven't been together in a little bit, but
Hey,
we got Big Will, my co-host. How you doing today?
what's up, man? I'm doing all right, man. I'm looking forward to the card
Oh, yeah.
in Brazil, and I'm still buzzing off last night's pay-per-view, man. That was a hell of an event. So,
And I was going through my shirts like crazy. I have a Marab shirt, I have a Yuri shirt. I actually have a Khalil shirt too, but I had to choose.
uh,
And then Poetan to finish it off. I was going crazy. Hopefully the shirt game continues this week, but I guess we'll have to see.
hey, I gotta step my shirt game up, man.
Except you of all people, you get all the gear and then you never wear it on camera.
Right.
So yeah, UFC Rio, UFC Brazil, whatever you want to call it, fight night, Oliveira versus Gamrot. Um, I know for one, I'm picking Gamrot in the main event, but as a 13 fights, 4 p.m. for the prelim start time. Uh, how are you liking this card? Well, give me your overall thoughts and maybe a rating too.
I'm gonna give it a 6.8. I don't think I don't think it's a great card overall. Just off name value, but I do think with the fights that we do have, um, I think especially it's a little bit more top heavy in terms of names. I still think it's gonna be one of those classic cards where the people that you may not know as well, like the Lucas Almeida Michael Aswell fight. That fight might be freaking amazing. You know what I mean? So uh, who knows? Um, yeah, I think it's something that could outperform what you think it may do. So
That's funny. I think I'm actually a lot higher on it than you. I'm giving it this is a B plus for me. 4 p.m. Prelims, 7 p.m. main card. You got how many are there? Three former champs on the card. You have a bunch of interesting debuts. It's not just like what was the card a few weeks ago where it was just kind of nobodies from. Am I blanking already? It was just kind of
are you
nobodies
thinking
from
about
the.
Perth?
Yeah, Perth. Thank you. That was so long ago. It was that card was awful, and it was just because there was so many nobodies from they just signed a bunch of guys to.
From Perth to New Zealand, anywhere in
Exactly.
between.
But here you get some top level talent. You have Charles Oliveira, Davison Figueiredo, Walter Walker. I mean, really like top of their division fighters. And yeah, I'm pretty high on it. Cards pretty much fell or stayed together. There's three fights that fell off, all notable, but for two of them, no, that's not true. For one of them, I think we have a better fight. I think Luque versus Alvarez, Joel Alvarez, is a better fight than Luque versus Ponzinibbio. I kind of wanted the Fiziev Charles Oliveira fight, and then the Randy Brown Gabriel Bonfim fight fell off. I believe they just made that main
We
event.
we really needed to see that fight 5 rounds, so I'm really glad they did that, you know?
What a horrible main event. Oh God, that's my birthday. That's on my birthday.
God,
Oh boy. So
brutal.
we'll get there in a second. Oh, we'll get to some of those fights. First, though, we got to start off with bantamweights. Always a good division to start off with. Not it's not a women's flyweight or a heavyweight. We have Simon Oliveira versus Juan Lacerdo. I know this guy has a bunch of different names. So if you see, I think he's also named Juan da Silva Lacerda in some of the clips I've seen. Either way, um, he is 0-2 in the UFC. He lost to Damon Blackshear and Cody Stamen. Before that, he was in the LFA. On the other side, Simon Oliveira, not doing so hot, 0-3 himself. Lost to David Martinez by KO back in March. All right, so as far as the stats go, Lacerda is going to have 3 inches of height, a half inch of reach in 2 years for Simon Oliveira. Despite that, plus 205, minus 240 for Juan Lacerda. So, Will, This one's you. You start us off here. Two guys who are un not undefeated, winless in the UFC. Let's go with that. Who you taking this exciting matchup?
I gotta go with Lacerda, man. He's fought better competition, and Oliveira seems like he's kind of a victim on the feet. I don't know if Lacerda is the kind of guy to give him those issues on the feet, but I imagine that he's better on the feet than Oliveira has looked, because Oliveira is just he's looked like he's just waiting to get knocked out on the
Hmm.
feet. So I think the odds are correct. I'm definitely not going to pick Oliveira here. To conclude that, I'm definitely going to go with Lacerda here. I could see him getting a late finish of some sort or a decision. So yeah, give me Lacerda.
Yeah, it's interesting. Simon Oliveira doesn't seem like he's good at anything. He's not a good striker. He's not good on the ground. I mean, he kind of was a striker, self proclaimed at one point, but I don't know how much of that is just grappler turned into took a few boxing classes. Anyway, Lacerda's the pick here. Would I be shocked if Oliveira won? No, but uh, come on, this is what are we doing here? Next up, a little more interesting, although the odds are I don't know how I feel about these odds. I got Carolina Kowalkiewicz. I'm gonna go with versus Julia Plastri. Plastri, huge favorite, minus 450. Carolina on the other side, plus 300. Sorry, 350. Uh, Carolina, obviously, longtime bet, 9-9 in the UFC on two-fight losing streak. Last fought in November of last year. On the other side, Polastri, not the hottest in the UFC herself, 1-2, but she does have a win over Corey McKenna. Last loss is to Loopy, so you know mileage may vary there. Um, Plaster is going to be 12 years younger, but Carolina is going to have 1 inch of height and 1 inch of reach. Um, for me, this is a little interesting. I mean, I kind of like if I were betting, I wouldn't touch Plastry with like a 10-foot pole, but I mean, you got to think this is going to be taking place on the feet, and whenever that happens, I mean, you think about this the crafty vet, yes, but you kind of just have to go with the person who's younger, throws a little bit more, lands a little bit more, maybe a little bit more power. I just don't like. She has a few knockouts, and Carolina, I just can't picture her. Any of the fights I've watched, no power in my mind. So yeah, I was kind of shocked at these odds, but give me Julia Plastri. I don't really care though. I'll be honest.
I'll also say I don't really care about this fight, but the odds were super surprising. And I looking at the fight, I was like, oh, this is like an even Stevens flip of a coin fight. Um, I think that Carolina has the chops to do something that Knutson did to Pilastri and just kind of play the outside game and out kickboxer. And I think that we've seen Carolina do the veteran savvy move of shooting a takedown at the end of rounds, which
Yep.
I think really matters in women's fights a lot more than men's fights. So I think for those odds, man, you got to take Carolina here. She definitely doesn't take damage great, but I don't know if Julia is the type of girl to inflict that damage in the long run. So give me Carolina by decision, split
Yeah.
decision.
Oh, definitely decision. Let me see what the overs. What do you think the over's at right now? Over 2.5,
Probably like minus 600.
minus 425.
Close enough.
Jumping up though, I am shocked. We have a Muhammad Usman fight where the under 2.5 is minus money, minus 155.
Oh
That's right,
boy.
heavyweights, baby. You got the clean monster Walter Walker versus the motor Muhammad Usman. Horrible nickname for Usman. He gasses out like crazy.
The
Walker's
motor.
favorite, minus 300, plus 250 for Usman on the other side. Walker, he's on one of the funniest streaks I think I've ever seen. 3 heel hooks in a row, all in the first round. They keep getting shorter. Like this last one was 54 seconds, I want to say. On the other side, Muhammad Usman won I would call that tepid room water decision against Hamdi Abdelwahab back in June. Horrible fight. Don't go watch it. Walker is going to be 9 years younger, have 4 inches of height, but Usman's going to have half an inch of reach. So exciting, exciting. Are these guys ranked? I'm going to look that up. Will, this is your pick. Uh, give me
I think
tell me why Walter Walker is going to heel hook Muhammad Usman.
I think that Usman might have the physicality to stop a takedown from Walter Walker early, and I know that sounds like I'm going all
You
in on
mean
Usman.
number 15 ranked Walter Walker?
I mean, in certain decades that holds weight. Um, yeah, I think Walker is does a lot of this when he's going in for takedowns. He goes and just like that, and it's not good. I think Usman has a physicality to stop takedowns. I don't know what his 50-50 game is like. I don't know what that is like. I think Usman probably beats him on the feet. I think Walker probably has it in the straight jiu-jitsu grappling realm. Um, let's go for memes and take Walter Walker for a fourth straight heel hook.
Muhammad Usman has been finished once. It was in PFL. He got choked out by Brandon Sales, who, if I remember correctly, was a striker. So
Yes.
I just also for the meme, I think Walter Walker is gonna heel hook Muhammad Usman. I don't think Muhammad Usman's a good wrestler or grappler. And I think this is crazy to say. I think Walter Walker is gonna get like a top 10 fight next. And
Give him
would it
Derek Lewis.
Oh my God. Would it be that crazy to say Walter Walker heel hooks Muhammad Usman and then goes out and heel hooks number 11 ranked Tai Tuivasa? Like, these guys just do not train grappling. Muhammad Usman, I would bet money he's never defended a heel hook in his life.
There's no way in hell Tuivasa's taking a grappler as his next fight. There's no shot in the world.
Let's see him come to the cage first, honestly. Ugh,
He does look in slightly better shape though
you think?
recently.
I,
I think
I, I didn't see him.
well he was morbidly obese in a wheelchair for a few months, but he doesn't look he looks bad, but he doesn't look as bad as he was for a while.
Fair enough. All right, next fight, a little less of a meme match. We got Lucas Rocha. I'm gonna go with Rocha versus Stuart Nickel. Rocha Fenomeno. I'll leave you. I'll leave that to you to translate what it means. Rocha made his UFC debut and lost by choke to Clayton Carpenter. Before that, he was 16-1. So pretty great. 17-1. So on the other side, Stuart Nickel Kakamura. I don't know. He's from Australia. Also made his debut last time out, losing by Gilly to Jesus Aguilar. Win has aged pretty well, I'd say, actually. These odds are pretty close. Pretty close. I'll say Stuart Nickel is underdog plus 105. Lucas Rocha minus 125. Nickel is going to have 2 inches of height, an inch and a half of reach, but he's going to be 5 years older. I'll be honest, this one was a bit tough for me just because we've seen so little of these guys outside of the UFC. Rocha fought a ton, but only twice on I remember I was doing tape for his Contender Series fight and I couldn't figure anything out. I couldn't find half of his fights. He did beat Severino and then he beat Davi Bittencourt, which is honestly those two are the only wins. The reason I'm going to take him over Stuart Nickel. Nickel just we've seen it before. Run up 7-8 wins on the random Australian regional scene, and then gets to the UFC and just is nothing. And I don't think that's going to happen here. But I like Lucas Rocha. He has power. That Bittencourt KO was huge. I mean, we don't really have stats, so it's tough to say. But I think he can stuff a takedown. I think Stuart Nickel is just going to be probably spamming them a little bit. And you know what? It's a Brazilian. Even if it goes to the cards, it's like you always say. If it goes to the cards, do you really want to be picking against the Brazilian?
I
Like
mean,
that Paul Hughes fight on Friday. Oof. Are you
man,
with me here?
I saw some really bad decisions there in the Middle East, man. That was brutal. Uh, yeah, this is another one where I was pretty tough because Lucas has 17-2 record, but 13 or 14 of them are all like two fight bums that are like 0-2, 1-1. Like, I don't know how much weight that holds. The experience in the cage, I guess, helps, but you're submitting like me and you, I guess. Nickel, I think Nickel had a lot of hype coming in, and he shit the bed against the guy in Aguilar that's a little bit more seasoned, that has, he beat him that he with the thing that he's best at with his guillotine. He's got a right hand and a guillotine. So I think he definitely made a mistake there, but give me Nickel here, man. I think he's going to be able to piece up Rocha a little bit. So I think that that can give him a decision win in this fight.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised either way. This was the toughest fight on the card for me to nail down a decisive winner. So
Yeah.
yeah, give me Nickel here.
Fair enough. All right. Next up, Arena Alexieva versus Bea Mesquita. Russian Ronda versus, get ready, Bia. That's Bea Mesquita's nickname. This is the UFC debut for Bea Mesquita. She's 34 years old, but she's making her debut at 5-0 for a reason. You know how there's been a lot of signings to the UFC in a few specific divisions. Don't make a lot of sense. They're not coming from contender series. Not often like a need to sign. This one very much need to sign. She is the people use the word goat too much, but you could make a serious case she is the women's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu goat. And now she's making her jump to the UFC. And she is 5-0, um, 4 submissions and a KO punches, which take your mileage. It was kind of her opponent, I don't want to say quitting, but you know how it gets. And then Rena Alexieva on the other side. Oh, sorry, 1-2 in the octagon, 2 fight losing streak. Last loss to Claudia Segula back in May. 4 inches of height for Rena Alexieva. Russian Ronda, huge underdog, plus 450, minus 600 for Bea Mesquita. And they're going to have the same amount of reach. So, Will, this one's back to you. Are you going with Coog's favorite fighter, Bea Mesquita, or are you choosing Russian Ronda here?
I'm gonna go Mosquito here. She is really talented once it gets to the ground. The in betweens and on the feet ain't great, but Russian Ronda engages in the grappling
Yeah.
pretty handedly. So I think that she's probably gonna come in like just from knowing who Alexiva is. She kind of is like an ego-driven fighter, I think a little bit. So I think she'd be like, I'm gonna take her down and finish her, and then end up tapping or napping or snapping. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think, man, I wish Alex Hebo was better than she is because when she's doing well, she's exciting, but um, that's not always the case. So yeah, give me Mosquito here.
Yeah. Only win in the UFC is a knee bar in 90 seconds or something, but you got to go Babe Mosquito. They're setting her up here
Against the GOAT though.
against the GOAT, indeed. You got to go Mosquito. They're setting her up here. She's a minus 600 for a reason. This isn't like Buchecha versus, what was his name? Who did they set up Buchecha again?
Bude.
Martin Boudet. It's not like that. Unless she's really bad, really, really bad, like worse than Buchecha was, way worse. I don't think she's losing this fight. Next up, heavyweights. Vitor Petrino, a cow versus Thomas. Do you remember his nickname?
No,
If I were named Thomas, what would my nickname be?
the train.
The Train
Ah,
Peterson.
God,
Minus 300 for Vitor Petrino, plus 250 for Thomas the Train, as he will now be known. 2 years older is the Train. Um, an inch of height and 3.5 inches of reach for Petrino, despite him being the guy most recently moving up to heavyweight. He did nuke Austin Lane and then. Oh, wait, no, he didn't kill him on the feet at first. He just took him down and then submitted him, didn't he? I forgot about that.
yeah.
Thought he nuked him first. And Peterson beat Dontel Mays in May. Um, minus 300. I think I mentioned that for Petrino, plus 250 for Peterson. And this one's back to me. This is Petrino all day. he is not somebody who gets taken down like crazy. I think he got taken down 5 times by Anton Turkalj, but he also took him back down 7 times. I believe that's the only guy to take him down in the UFC. Yep. 71% takedown defense. He's got power on the feet. And the other thing, the most important thing, besides the Anthony Smith loss, which I'm sorry, well, at that time, that was a pretty cooked Anthony Smith. That was a bad loss. Besides the Anthony Smith loss, he's a very, very smart fighter. You can trust him to make a good game plan, and I think he's going to do it again. Nuke Thomas Peterson on the feet, maybe take Thomas Peterson down here, touchdown, go Lions, but
I
yeah,
was not even about to say that.
this is Vitor Petrino all the way. Unless you think what is he, a construction worker or farm worker or something? Thomas Peterson's gonna.
Might as well be a plumber.
I take it you're not taking him.
No, I'm a little surprised on the under. The under's plus 150, which is cool, I think, in this fight. Wow, it's a bit not the way I thought it would be, but
Yeah,
yeah, I think Thomas Peterson is an all right 2008 heavyweight, like, or maybe like even the last generation, the Jake Colliers and the Jake Colliers of the world, or the
Chase Sherman. Ugh,
Jared Van Deras of the world. Yeah, maybe, but
gross.
I think I think heavyweights are getting better. Like they were really bad for a while, but I think there's guys that are coming up. I think there's light heavyweights that are coming up, as we see in this
Yeah,
fight with Vitor Petrino. I
yeah.
think there's guys that are more skilled coming into the heavyweight division, whether or not they're coming from 205 or whatever. They just signed 20 something heavyweights, it seems like. So I
19
think
of them are
that
going to be bad.
I think they need to do it tough with like 40 heavyweights and just go.
That'd be kind of crazy.
People would watch it. People would watch it.
People would watch it.
That dude that just won Perth a couple weeks ago, that seemed really cool. His ground and pound was pretty
Yep.
vicious. So, I have high hopes. Not the highest hopes, but I feel good about the direction that the division is going, because they all have to face Derek Lewis at some point, and for better or for worse, we're going to be entertained. So, yeah, give me Vitor Petrino in this barn burner.
You can say that again. Yeah, um, I think heavyweights just got to get better. Essentially, you'd think. I guess it was very good, and then it sucked for a long time. And now it's slightly better, but they just got to cut all of these guys. Cut Muhammad Usman immediately. Cut him before his fight. I don't care. We don't need to see it. Cut when Tai Tuivasa is in your top 11 still. That's a bad thing. Next up, two guys who I'll say still deserve to be on the UFC roster. We got Jafel Filho versus Clayton Carpenter. Filho is 2-2. He most recently lost to Alan Nascimento in May. On the other side, oh sorry, this is men's flyweight. On the other side, Clayton Carpenter, he is 2-1. He lost a UD to Tagir Lambekov in January. Yeah, that was January. The stats are interesting, I guess. I kind of expected Clayton Carpenter to be younger. He is 29, 32 for Filo, an inch of reach for Filo, 2.5 inches of reach, 1 inch of height for Filo. And he is your, I guess, underdog. He's a minus 105 to Clayton Carpenter's minus 115. Call it a pick 'em. How about that? And I am going Clayton Carpenter here. I was actually a little surprised at the odds. I mean, sure he lost to Bekov, but that's not a bad loss. I mean, I think that was a 29-28 for
It was
Bekov.
a pretty close fight, honestly, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and he's got a win over Lucas Rocha. He's got a win over Edgar Shirez, and I don't rate Alan Nascimento, Makayev, sure. Losing to Makayev is one thing, but I don't rate an Alan Nascimento loss on the same level as I do Tagir Ulanbekov loss. So I think this is going to be Carpenter, take him down, I think he's a gi and no gi world champion jiu-jitsu. Just use all that, beat up the Brazilian, well, I guess they won't be going home, but send them to the snack stand, send them to the bathroom a little upset. You
At the
with me?
tire shop.
Oh wait, this was yours, wasn't it? Oh, I stole it from you. I'm sorry.
Fine with me. I think this is a very tough fight. Because we've seen Phil wilt sometimes,
Yep.
but he's also very dangerous when it comes to finishing. I'm a big fan of both of these guys, and
Yep.
I don't know who to go with. I wouldn't be surprised if either guy gets a finish.
Hmm.
Um, uh, Heart Heart says Philo, mine says Carpenter, and I'm gonna go with my mind here. I'm gonna go with Carpenter just to win. So, uh, yeah, I think his wrestling is a lot better than Philo. I think the fight will be on his terms of where it'll go. So yeah, give me Carpenter to win here.
Fair enough. Pretty good fight though. I think this is going to be a good one. Um, Next up, a fight. I'll be honest, I have no idea what this fight's going to look like, and you'll see it in my pick too. We got Michael Aswell versus Lucas Almeida, 145. Aswell made his short notice debut up weight class against Blagioki. Um, Entertaining, spirited performance, but he lost that pretty clearly. Now he's coming back down to 45 on the other side. Lucas Almeida had trouble making weight last time out. He missed by 3 pounds, and they're giving him another shot. He's 2-3 in the UFC. He lost to Danny Silva in March. The odds are pretty interesting. Minus 160 for Michael Aswell, plus 140 for Lucas Almeida. Almeida is going to be 9 years older, almost 10 years older, but he's going to have 3 inches of height and 2 inches of reach. So, Will, I'll let you take the next two. How about that? This one's all you. Are you going with Texas kid Michael Aswell or the Brazilian vet? I don't even know what to call him.
I kind of like Almeida's fighting style. He's pretty aggressive and he's got powerful hands, but I think Aswell's just like that much more durable than him, and I think Aswell will be a lot more likely to knock out Almeida than the other way around. I think this is a fight where uh, Aswell gets his first UFC win here, so I think that I would not be surprised if it's like a snowball effect, man, and we see Aswell get him out of there after like a round and a half. Because Almeida definitely gets tired. So yeah, give me Aswell here by round three TKO or decision.
Interesting. I am actually going the other side. I'm going Lucas Almeida. I
Mm.
kind of expect him to come in here a little heavy. I think he'll miss weight again. He does not, as you age, it does not get easier to make weight. I think we all know that. And his losses, he has a bunch of losses. They're all pretty good losses. Daniel Zellhuber, upper weight class. Pat Sabatini is a great loss. Andre Feely, even Danny Silva. Danny Silva has kind of showed himself to be a little bit better than we thought. Um, and he's beaten. I mean, he beat Timmy Kwamba, who's okay. Michael Giussano, shout out, just got a big
10
20
second
second.
win in bare knuckle.
Oh yeah.
Yes, this is crazy.
So I forget what you said earlier. Just for the hell of it, why not? Let's pick Lucas Almeida here. I think it's going to be a super fun fight, though. I'll say that. I think we're either getting a good finish or a really good three rounder.
100%.
Next up, we have Khan Offley versus Ricardo Ramos. Khan Offley, sorry, this is at 145. 0-2 in the UFC. He got colded, I guess technically 0-1 because, tough was the first one, but they just have it count as a UFC fight. He got colded against Myron Santos, and then he lost a decision to Muhammad Naimov. Interesting decision, if I remember. I think that was somebody got a point taken there. Ramos on the other side, definitely a vet, 8-6. He lost a unanimous decision to Chepe Mariscal back in March. 2 years older is awfully, but Ramos is going to have 6 inches of reach, 2 inches of height. Odds kind of show that Ramos minus 182, plus 157 for Offley, and this one's back to you, Will.
I think Offley, man. I don't think he's great. Oof. Ramos isn't great either, but he has what, 8 UFC wins,
Yep.
and he's shown that he can get a finish by TKO. He can get submission wins.
Yep.
His grappling defense and IQ when it comes to putting his head in certain areas isn't the greatest. Um, but I think it's going to be a really, I think it's going to be a harder fight for Offley than it will be for Ramos here. So Um, man, it's yeah. Give me Ramos to win here. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a submission in the middle of the fight. But I definitely see Ramos winning on the feet. If somehow it's been the year of the spinning elbows, so maybe he gets
Ooh,
a third. He's got two of the like 11 or 12 spinning elbows in the UFC, so
yep.
maybe he can get a third, and who knows? Maybe Ricardo Ramos is the Hall of Famer one day.
All right, slow your roll, buddy. Yeah, I'm going Ramos here. I mean, another one. You look at his wins and losses. He has wins over Josh Kulabau, Danny Chavez, Bill Algeo, even Ayman Zahabi way back in 2017. Killing cocaine. His losses, okay. Said Nurmagomedov, Rome Murphy, Jabara Turkagov, Charles Jourdain, sure. Chepe, great loss. He looked okay in that. He didn't look great, but he looked okay. And you said it. I just don't think Con Offley's good. Um, Great nickname, but he has a few losses on his record. He kind of took the easy way, in my opinion, through tough. And yeah, yeah, I'm going Ramos here. He's probably gonna knock him out. 6 inches of reach too was huge for a stand-up fight. And it's not like he's old. He's 2 years younger, despite having fought in the UFC since what did I just say, 2017. So
Yeah.
give me Ramos here. Um, Bumping back up to all the way to heavyweight. Janata Deniz versus Mario Pinto. Two guys kind of in the same spot. I was a little surprised they put these guys together, but Pinto, the odds show at Pinto's minus 121, Deniz plus 101. Wouldn't be shocked if this turns into a pick 'em. Deniz only lost in the UFC to Marcin Tybura, but he just beat Alvin Hines by decision. Juicy Alvin Hines in June. The other side, Mario Pinto, undefeated, 1-0 in the UFC, beat Austin Lane by check right hook back in March. A lot of the same fighters from that March Apex card are on uh,
Yeah.
this card. Ramos, Lucas Almeida, Clayton Carpenter, Vitor Petrino, I think Vulture Walker even. So kind of interesting, I'll say that. Um, but stats are pretty similar. Half inch of reach for Deniz, inch of height for Pinto. Deniz is a little bit older though. You remember he went to kickboxing for a while in Glory. He's 7 years older at 34. So this one is back to me. I love this fight. I think these are two guys. When you say heavyweights getting better, I think you can point to these two guys and kind of say these are like maybe they turn out to be what was his name? Super tall dude, karate combat champion,
Robellis.
Robellis. Maybe both turned out to be Robellises. I mean, Denise kind of already got project a tiny bit, but um, this one was tough. I think I'm gonna go with Denise here, though. I imagine this is gonna be a stand-up fight for the most part. Pinto, he has submissions, but if I remember correctly, I watched that one and it was like he got shot on. It was like, all right, so we're grappling now. Um, and yeah, I think Denise can stuff any potential takedowns Pinto might have. I don't think he will, but if he does, I think Denise can stuff him. I think the kickboxing experience is going to work for him on the feet. Probably a knockout. Maybe, one of those crazy decisions like we saw against Alvin Hines. So, yeah, let's have some fun here.
This one was another hard fight for me. I'm gonna go with Mario Pinto here. I think the knees definitely slows down after like 7.5 minutes. Um, so yeah, give me Pinto here. He has shown to really land his shots. Like he isn't like just isn't he's not helicopter spinning out there. So I think he's a little bit more well put together. I've seen Denise kind of flail his arms and stuff, so I think Pinto's a little more well together, well put together. So give me Pinto here by a late TKO.
I don't know if you've looked yet. You say late TKO. I was kind of shocked. What do you think the over under 1.5 is set at?
It's probably juice to the under. I had to guess.
Plus 165 for under 1.5, which was a little surprising to me, I'll be honest.
That is definitely surprising.
But yeah, I don't hate the Pinto pick. It's just kind of one of those you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know which guy's going to win until they actually do win. You know.
All right.
Um, so jumping up to or down to welterweight, Joel Alvarez minus 550 despite making his divisional debut against Vicente Luque plus 400. Um, Alvarez has he's on a 3 fight win streak. Most recently, he beat Jakar Close back in December. We were there, um, and all of his fights are at lightweight. I think he has a few welterweight fights on the regional scene, if I remember correctly. But um, moving up, no featherweight fights. Jesus Christ! You imagine that guy making featherweight?
Jeez.
Oh my God!
Shout out to Jakar Close, man. He bought me shots after that fight, so I
Yeah.
appreciate him. I appreciate him for
Michigan
that,
grown.
man. Yes,
Michigan grown.
sir.
Vicente Luque lost to by anaconda choke to Kevin Holland back in June. Um, Despite all of his experience, Vicente Luque 23-11-1 overall, 16-7 in the UFC. He is still only 1 year older than Joel Alvarez at 33. 6'3" versus 5'11". Alvarez has a 4-inch height advantage. Despite the huge height advantage, only 1 inch of reach at 77. So kind of interesting there. This one's back to you, Will. You going with the Silent Assassin or El Phenomeno? Maybe I'll have to look at an El Phenomeno parlay, even though I think I no, I picked Lucas Rocha. Interesting. All right, let's hear it.
I think Alvarez is gonna hurt Luque badly, man. I don't think he could take the damage anymore, and Luque is getting submitted now, which isn't a good look either. It reminds me of how he's involved in this, but like how Tyron Woodley wasn't really getting finished or submitted, and he was just getting like TKO'd and submitted toward the end. And I think that's kind of where we're headed with Luque. He's awesome, man. The great memories with him, but
Yep.
I think Alvarez is uh younger. He's taking a lot less damage. He's been in a lot less wars. Um, I think Alvarez is gonna put him out. So give me Alvarez by finish here.
Yeah, I mean, you look since the Jeff Neal fight, uh, Luque's just kind of been, I don't know the best way. It's not hesitant's the wrong word. You can go hesitant, but he's just kind of been unwilling to throw. His two wins are him just taking down RDA over and over. And even that one, RDA was washed at the time. That was not that convincing, if I remember. 48-47. And then Themba Grimbo just kind of took a bad shot or whatever. He didn't get hurt at all. And then he lost to Kevin Holland and Joaquin Buckley, just kind of, if I remember correctly, kind of given up in both instances. And Joel Alvarez, he's not going to sub Joel Alvarez. Phenomenal submission defense. He can't do what I think what Armin Sarukian did, or Demiris Magulov did to Joel Alvarez. And on the feet, on the ground, I think you said he's going to hurt him. I think it's going to be bad. I think this is like people are going to be calling for Vicente Luque to retire after this. So
Yeah.
no good. Next up, co-main event. Men's 135, Divison Figueiredo, former champion, against Montel Jackson. Uh, Deuce de Guerra, do you know what that means?
No clue.
God of War. Davison Figueiredo plus 250, Montel Quick Jackson minus 300. 5 inch of reach for Jackson, or sorry, no, not 5 inch of reach, 5 inch of height, 7.5 inch of reach, um, and he is going to be younger by 4 years. He's 33, a little bit older than I thought he was. I'll be honest. He is on a 6 fight winning streak. He just beat Daniel Marcos in May, so now he's getting a ranked shot. Figgy on the other side had that bad knee injury. Also in May, Corey Sandhagen. A bit interesting he's come back that early. If I remember correctly, he tore his. I think he had the same thing I just had, except worse. I only had like a bad sprain. He tore his MCL in that, and now he's coming back. What is that? 4 months later, 5 months later. I don't know how I feel about that. 2 fight losing streak, and this one is me. I'll be honest. I looked long and hard at a Davidson Figueredo pick here. Corey Sandhagen, Peter Yan, Bren Moreno. These are not bad losses at all.
Uh,
What? Two former champions and a guy who just fought for the belt and has fought for the belt before. And he looked okay in the Peter Yan fight. Like that was it was a Peter Yan fight, but it wasn't bad. The thing is, he just hasn't beaten anyone. Anyone I would say is good. Like I think Cheeto's washed. Garbrandt's for sure washed. Font's kind of sticking around, but he's definitely not super high level. And Montel Jackson, I mean, he he has the power on the feet. We know that. He's just been so inactive that I'm not confident in this pick. If this were a 7 fight win streak over 3 years, maybe perfect. Pick him in a heartbeat. This is over. I want to say 6 years. When was this last? Almost 6 years. Almost 6 years since the beginning of the pandemic. And I don't know. This is just like I'm picking Montel Jackson here just because of the reach. He's just so much bigger. I could see Figgy. I could see Figgy wrestling him. Montel Jackson, 68% takedown defense. Um, he got taken down 7 times by Enrique Simone, 8 times by Brett John, but although those were both like many, many years ago. Um, Daniel Marcos did take him down 3 times, but I just think this is a Montel a passing of the torch will go. So yeah, give me Montel Jackson here. Don't love the price tag at all, but what are you gonna do? What about you, Will?
I don't think Figgy is that durable, and
Really? Interesting.
yeah, I don't think he's that durable. He's been finished in three of his last four losses. I think the size difference will be something here because
Yep.
um, I think Figgy's really going to be able to get caught on the end of Jackson's shots,
Yeah.
uh, more so than he would someone his size, his own size. So uh, Jackson's very physical, very athletic, very explosive and powerful, all that good stuff. And I could see him putting out Figgy here or making him quit. Honestly, I don't think Figgy's got the gas. I don't think it's something we see all the time, but I could see Montel really going after Figgy's body to win on his gas tank, which historically isn't great. So
To
yeah,
be
give me
fair,
Jack.
only a 3 round fight. I will say that.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, I mean, give me Jackson here, man. I I could see how Figgy would be like an attractive underdog, but I got to go with Jackson here.
Fair enough. All right, jumping up to the main event, another former champion, Charles Oliveira, taking on Mateusz Gamrot. Oliveira, your plus 100 underdog. Mateusz Gamrot minus 120. This fight is semi-short notice, right? What, 3, 4 weeks maybe? I'd be
Less
willing to
than
call that
that. Less than
less
that.
than
I
that.
think like two and
Well,
a half.
2.5, 3. Um, Dude Bronx is 1 year older. He's going to have 3.5 inches of reach, and it's going to be the same height. Pretty much, you know what? They're pretty much the same age. I'm going to say that. Chucky Olives just lost to Ilya Topuria. Got brutally knocked out in June. Um, Before that, kind of up and down, loss, win, loss, win, loss. On the other side, Matisse Gamrot is on. Oh, just has a 1 fight winning streak against Ludwig Klein back in May. Lost to Dan Hooker last August. Fight of the night. That's interesting. That was not fight of the night in my memory. So, Will, kind of weird odds, kind of a weird fight, kind of a weird career trajectory for both of them right now. Um, are you picking Gamrot with me?
No,
Okay.
because I know you're not picking Gamrot. Uh, I don't think these guys are the same size at all. It says they're the same height, but I don't think that'll be
Yeah.
the case. I think Oliver is going to be like 2, 3 inches taller than him. He's going to be a lot longer. I think this is a tough task to come in here and beat Oliveira on this such short notice. Dude, I could see how people want to pick uh, Gamrot, but I just don't think he'll be able to out grapple Oliveira this on this short amount of time.
Yeah.
So, man, I think Oliveira's gonna win this fight unless his chin is completely toast after him just getting knocked out 3 months ago, which is not a great. His chin was never good, but so soon after a bad such a bad knockout loss to Ilya. I think anybody with any power can hurt you, but we'll see. We'll see how good his wrestling and his control can be on such short notice against a guy like Oliveira because I don't think he'll beat on the feet. I don't think that'll be the end game. So um, I think he's gonna do what Gamrot does and try to rinse and repeat, take him down, and do like a not so successful Marab take. So
Mhm.
yeah, give me Oliveira here. How I've got no clue. I just don't even want to say, but give me Oliveira to win here.
I've got a clue. I think. Listen, I am a hardcore Charles Oliveira fan. This is one of three Charles Oliveira shirts I own, but I can admit when his chin's cooked. His chin is cooked. I picked strongly against him in both the Ilya fight and the Makachev fight because I'm like, yeah, his chin is cooked, and it's been cooked for a while. That being said, Mateusz Gamrot, of all of the top 10, is not the guy to exploit a weak chin. He is not a finisher. He's not a striker. He's gonna try to spam takedowns on Chucky Olives. Um, and I think Oliveira, he doesn't have the best takedown defense, granted, 56%. I know Armin took him down a few times, twice. Makachev took him down a few times, but those are, I would rate both those guys stronger wrestlers than Gamrot. And on the feet, I mean, it's night and day. I think Charles Oliveira has the power. He's got the Muay Thai. He's got those long kicks, the snapping front kicks that I think are gonna. Um, it's not quite a teep. It's like a jumping. I don't even know what you'd call it. Jumping. I think like a crane kick, but a jumping crane kick to the body. Whatever it is, I love it. I think it's gonna keep Gamrot at bay. I think he's gonna knock him around a bit. Maybe lose like a round. Maybe like kind of the Dariush thing where he kind of sits on bottom for a little bit. Not letting Gamrot do anything really, just kind of going for submissions. And I think he's gonna uh, He's either gonna knock Gamrot out or force Gamrot to take a bad shot, snap up a gilly real quick. I think he's gonna submit him off a bad shot, or knock him out, but one of those two. Um, so yeah, I mean, if Dan Hooker's beating you in 3 rounds, when he's a horrible takedown defense guy, I think Chucky Olives can win here. So, yeah, let's end the night on a high note and give the Brazilian crowd something to cheer about on their way home. Real quick, I'll go over regional minute non-UFC action this week. So we got your odd favorite A1C Combat 31 Friday 10 p.m. UFC Fight Pass. I'm gonna start only calling people out on the cards who I think are really worth watching. Nobody here, let me put it that way. Contender Series Week 9 on Tuesday, 8 p.m. Um, there is. I have my thoughts. I have my thoughts on Luke Fernandez. He's the only guy like I would really watch here. I don't love this card. I'll be honest. This week, I think Week 10's great. I don't love this one. Um, LFA 219, Friday 9 p.m. UFC Fight Pass. Raheem Forrest, you remember him from the Contender Series?
Oh yeah,
He's going to be on there. I was always a big Raheem Forrest fan. He's kind of faltered a little bit. Um, uh, Boxing, Saturday, 9 p.m. on DAZN. Boots Ennis is going to fight Uwisima Lima. I'm a fan of Boots Ennis. He's a minus 2,400 favorite. I mean, you know how it's going to go.
Jesus.
Philly, actually, Wells Fargo Center. Um, the polar opposite of that boxing event, something that's going to be crazy fun. BKFC Ice Wars 3, Bare Knuckle Brawls, Sunrise, Florida, for some reason. I don't know why you'd put Ice Wars in Florida. Co-main event. I said I'd only call people out if they're noteworthy. Boston Strong, Charles Rosa, is debuting in bare knuckle ice fights. So I had to
Man,
call that one.
how much you think he's getting paid for that?
How much do you think the average like nobody gets paid to be on BKFC ice fights? 5K?
Oh no, less than that for sure.
2.5.
There's been
And
a
then Charles.
girl. There's been a girl on like bare knuckle, like actual bare knuckle, that got paid $500 just to show. So she tried to come out on the social media and said it was a misprint and all, and she was just like bottom of the barrel, like got punched on, punching bag. So yeah, it's
500.
I would,
5 grand maybe.
I think that's generous. It's very
Fair enough.
generous.
He might die for us. The only thing he was, Charles Rose, a renowned striker,
Oh
and
God.
tough guy. CFFC 147 Friday 9 p.m. UFC Fight Pass. Kevin Pease. I'm a decent fan of Kevin Pease. He is a Memphis guy, and I like the team that he's a part of. I forget exactly who it is, but it's so. Oh, he's training with what's his name? Sean Woodson and that
Hmm.
team. So, yeah, why not? I'm a fan. And then Glory's got the finals, I want to say, of their heavyweight kickboxing tournament going down Saturday at noon. Um, if you know kickboxing at all, you know a few of the names: Levi Rickers, Tariq's fighting. There's some names here if you want to watch some random kickboxing at noon on a Saturday. But that's regional minute. Next week, I don't even need to ask you this question, Will. I feel like I could guess it, but I'll go ahead and ask anyway. UFC Fight Night, DeRitter versus Allen. You know how we do on this program. Uh, October 18th, going down in Vancouver, British Columbia. Favorite fight? Usually I say excluding the main event, but wow. Go ahead, Will.
Gotta go to the main event. My boy Brendan Allen, man, he's taking the fight on a month's notice. Which is still short notice. It's about half the time you would get on average. He's fighting a super dangerous guy in RDR, and I think that these are two of the most talented grapplers in the division. So, they trained with each other a little bit, or in
Ooh.
the same space,
Oh, okay.
because Ritter's at Killcliff now. Um, Brendan is up in Chicago for this camp with Bilal up in his team. He's not at Killcliff this camp.
Interesting, really.
Just for this camp.
Okay.
So just because, I mean, you don't want to train beside the guy you're fighting, you know.
Yeah.
Kill Cliff ain't like ATT, or they have like 3 miles of mat space and you can keep separate. So
I would have
yeah,
thought
give
he would have
me
gone to where's Jam 3 at in Wisconsin? What's
Game Three's training in Chicago with Bilal.
is he in Chicago now? Okay. Well, there you go. That
Yeah,
makes sense then.
yeah. So yeah, there's you don't really ever hear about MMA coming out of Chicago, and I think Bilal and those guys are trying to grow that. Um, so yeah, I'm excited for that fight a lot. Always feel the nerves when Brendan's fighting, so feel good about it though. It'll be a good fight.
Sweet. You know what? We should um, paint some jeans on an image of RDR and put that in Brendan Allen's. Uh, my my favorite fight on the card is honestly I think we broke it down actually because it was supposed to happen at an Apex event, but it got moved here. Middleweights: Azamat Bekoya versus Yusri Belgarawi. You remember this one we broke
Oh yeah,
down?
oh yeah.
Glory kickboxing champion trained with Glover versus middleweight Russian crazy person is all I can say. If I remember correctly, he's like real Russian. He's not. I say real Russian. I don't want to get a ton of hate comments, but he's not part of the Caucasus. How about that? He's like uh, I don't know Russian territory that well. Anyway, that one's gonna be great. So weird. It's gonna finish in the first or second round. I'm pumped,
What do
and
you
I'm
think
pumped for
about
this
the
weekend.
What do you think about
Go.
the Kevin Holland Mike Malott fight? What do you think about that fight?
I think it's bad for both guys. I don't. Kevin Holland's ranked right now. Ugh. I think that Kevin Holland, they should just keep. It's so tough because he lost to D Rod, and you can't really do anything with him right after. Like, right? You got to have him win at least two more, three more maybe before he gets like a another ranked guy. But Mike Malott somehow feels like a step up and a step back at the same time. Just because that yeah, Kevin Holland, D-Rod's number 13. Wow, that's kind of crazy. Um, that Neil Magny fight was just so bad for Mike Malott, but besides that, he's looked great. So it's like I get it. It's a fight to figure out where each guy is, but it feels like they're wasting something here, and they
Not that Trevin Giles fight. I'll tell you that much.
you can
He
get
didn't
more
look.
entertaining than that.
No, I said he didn't look great in the Trevin Giles fight.
Oh, yeah.
It just was a shitty fight, but
I don't know, man.
his odds are funny. So
Weird card. Weird card. I'll say that.
yeah,
What are the odds?
yeah.
I haven't seen them.
I think Kevin's like plus 150 or something like that.
That D-Rod fight was just so bad, man. Old D-Rod too. I
Yeah,
don't know. Anyway,
unfortunate.
we'll be here to break that down. Before that, we'll be back to give you some good old best bets for this fight card. Haven't figured out the lineup yet, but we'll know by the time we release it. Will, thanks so much for coming on. Great to we haven't done a show in a minute. Great to uh, be back with you,
Sir,
and thank you for listening, for watching. Yeah, we've been sparring sessions. We'll see you later.
sir, have a good one.